can't go down like this.
Okay, now I know how rescuing works, but I gotta like lure you away from Adol. Come here. I assume I also can't guard without Adol.
Still got some fight in you, right?
Thanks.
You're kidding.
Dude, how do you like dodge effectively?
Hang in there, Karja. Sorry.
Oh, I got her up and then I died.
Fight in you, right?
What is happening?
Get him! Yeah! Not here.
Retry.
Yeah!
I only have one healing item, so I gotta do better at the guarding mechanic. Alright, dodging in this game, not as good. You really need to block. I'm Adol. Oh, you can guard these. I think I had that backwards. That was sick. Alright, I know what I was doing wrong. This boss actually isn't difficult. For people like, oh, this boss is hard. I lost on this boss. I just wasn't guarding that move. I think I thought I couldn't guard them. But it turns out you have to block them. Or maybe you can only block them with the duo mode or something? Ow. If I had been guarding that the whole time, I probably would have first tried this. Straight up. Nice, nice, nice. One more. That time I missed the guard, but it's fine because, like, he's almost dead. Alright, that was a fun one. Gotta guard the aura moves.
Wow.
Don't try to dodge them, try to perfect guard them.
What in the world? That beast was anything but normal.
Hey!
Daddy!
Sash! Thank the stars. You're not hurt, are you?
Oh, Daddy! I was so scared! Oh, Sash.
We saw how you tackled that thing, Adol. You two were awesome with a capital A. Right, Commander? I told you he knows his stuff.
That he does. Even without that strange power, his swordsmanship goes beyond his years. He and the young lady here were so in sync, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me.
It's because of you both that Rosalind and my little girl came out unharmed. I can't possibly thank you enough.
The other travelers who were along the highway are fine as well, save for a few minor injuries. Adol, Karja, you've got our gratitude.
Grenn.
Rosa, I didn't even realize you left town. It's a good thing you're okay, though. I don't think your folks could take it if something happened to you, too. Oh, right. Me and Rosa here have been friends since we were little. So I owe you for saving her, too. Thanks a million.
Adol, just what were those creatures?
That's something we're still trying to get a handle on ourselves. But let's hold off on it until we get back to Carnac. Might be a good idea to fill the mayor in on the situation and hash things out ASAP.
Hurts, does it? Looks like a major sprain. You'll want to keep it in place and avoid rigorous activity for about 3 days or so. I understand, thank you, Dr. Estrad. Man, we sure are lucky to have Dr. Flair here to lighten the load. I know it's your hobby, Doc. Would it kill you to tell Mira where you're headed next time you go fishing? I'll consider it. What about the adults? How are they doing? Undead beasts, just how gullible do you think I am? Say what you will, but multiple people on the highway witnessed the very same thing. If that's not enough to convince you, just ask our heroes of the hour here. As a matter of fact, we've been getting a slew of peculiar beast reports these past several days. Group this incident up with them, and a lot of the pieces start fitting together. The highway is safe again for the moment, courtesy of Adol and Karja here. But even if this case is under control, that doesn't mean we're in the clear. We plan to rise at the crack of dawn tomorrow and look into where these creatures are coming from. Very well, you do that. Adol and Karja, was it? As a mayor of Carnac, allow me to express my gratitude. You've done us a great service. Still, is there no one else aside from them who could deal with the fiends? These two are travelers, practically children at that. I tell you this much, my men and I don't stand a chance. But the Balta Sea Force's Jarl might be a different story, or it has some kind of mystical power on hand. Grimsome, huh? May place us even further in his debt. We better meet with the man and inform him of this. Forgive the intrusion, Dr. Asrad. I'll be seeing myself out now. There are quite a few wounded to tend to, so I would appreciate if you could remain in your clinic for the time being. Right, sure thing. Some mayor remind me to ask him how those Balta boots taste. Now, Grenn, don't you start bad-mouthing him again? I'm sure the mayor's struggling with more than we can ever hope to understand. In a Pickard's eye, maybe. I don't know what a Pickard is. In any case, it's getting late. This likely won't be the last time we ask for your help at all. Expect to hear from us again tomorrow. Roger that. Hold it, tomorrow's no good. What, do you already have other plans? We're the ones asking the favor here, so it goes without saying that we'll work around your schedule. But if an emergency comes up, there really isn't anyone else we can turn to. Grenn, you take Rosalind and escort her home. I already let Renee and Corin know what happened, but you know how they like to worry. You got it, Commander. With that, we'll just be taking our leave, if you'll excuse us, Mirabelle. By all means, have a restful evening. This day can't end soon enough. Guess we better be on our way too? Right. Adol and Karja, thank you for everything today. I hope you'd let me return the favor sometime. I think with that boss fight, it was good. It was a good fight, no complaints. I think I actually wish the game, I think what happened was, it gives you the tutorial when you're just Adol.
Switch!
It gives you the tutorial when you're just Adol, like, oh, when an enemy flashes like that, dodge it. Because you can't do the duo guard. But once you get Karja, you can do the duo guard and guard that move. I think the game should have had a... The game should have either, like, not put the tutorial to dodge those red aura moves, or it should have put a tutorial on that boss fight to guard them or something. Because it's a little misleading when it's like, hey, you can only dodge those moves, and then suddenly when you get Karja, it's like, hey, you guard them. That was just a little misleading. The boss wasn't really that difficult. I think it was just a little misleading from the game to be like, dodge them, but then you're expected to do the opposite of dodge them. I think that's just a little misleading on the game's part. There are so many wounded people, I'm sure chose the wrong time to go out fishing. Luckily, nobody seems to be critically injured. They have you stepped in to thank for that. Undead monsters, as a physician, that gives me much food for thought. If they're beyond the local malicious capabilities, such as incidents as today's will likely be a frequent occurrence. So long as we're staying in this town, we should help them out as much as possible. Like, I mean, if you figure out it's only a process of elimination. If you can't get out of the way, try to block it. So eventually you figure it out, but I think the game could have been a little bit more clear on that. Alright, ready to head back to the inn? Is that a joke, or did you actually forget we're shackled together? I'm a really funny person. Hello over there. You're those folks from the lighthouse. It would seem I neglected to introduce myself earlier. I'm Lux, the lighthouse keeper. Your timely aid today was truly appreciated. I shudder to think what would have become of us without it. Yeah, thanks, Karja. You chopped that monster up good. It was so cool. Feeling a lot less scary now, huh? Scared now, huh? Yeah. You know that rock you threw gave us that opening we needed. The first time a child throwing a rock actually helped. That almost never goes right. You survived because you made the choice to live. So really, you saved yourself. I just helped out a little, that's all. Oh, okay. See that red-haired boy and the blonde girl over there? I hear they rescued Mr. Carpet and his son. Your daring deeds have the town's rumor mills running at full speed. Were it not for you, the casualties would have surely been greater than they were. For that, you have our gratitude once more. Not yet. Frankly, I'm hesitant to return so soon after all that transpired. We'll be staying with the Hieroglyph Church until the militia completes their investigation. Why does that sound so familiar? This is a new game, but Hieroglyph Church sounds really familiar. Maybe they called them that in like Ys 9 or something? I suppose we ought to get going before Sash here falls asleep on her feet. Till we meet again. Guess that means the lighthouse is staying dark for the night. Anyway, I'd say we earned ourselves a good meal. Let's head back to the inn.
What a long day. Can't wait to chow down back at the inn. Wait, do they even have any empty rooms? Then again, these cuffs will probably... We can worry about that later. Let's focus on getting some grub for now.
Yeah, like, you can only stay like 3 to 5 feet max from each other? But it was really something. We should better see it for ourselves. I could see it, abyss darker than moonless night. In the midst of that utter void comes the shine of a red torch and the flash of azure. Are there lights of hope or despair? The answer is yours alone. What in Har's beard? I wonder if you're referencing other Ys games, and because this game takes place chronologically before a lot of them, that people, fans of the series, can pick up on that. Over here, Adol. The guys at the dock say you've been doing a whole lot of moving and shaking. Kinda wish you brought me along to lend a fist or two, but hey, no hard feelings. Tell that to Falcom. They should make you playable. Now get over here and tell me all about it. That explains things. I was wondering why you've been buddying up this whole time. But damn, sounds like a hell of a lot to go through in just one day. Starting to realize that adventure loves you just as much as you love it. That's a weird way to phrase that. Adventure? That's his excuse for dragging me into this. Let's just say it's more Destiny's doing than his. Those undead beasts are some real food for thought, though. And the fact that you two can take them down for good just makes things trickier. What the heck are they, anyhow? Not a clue. My people call him Grieger. Grieger? Wait, back up a sec. You're saying the Normans knew about those things the whole time? Only in that every so often we come across a peculiar beast that refused to die? Never heard anything about them turning up in packs, though. Well, you're gonna be meeting up with Balta's head of honcho tomorrow, right? Hopefully he can tell you more about them, not to mention those invisible cuffs you got on. I wouldn't be so sure, knowing the way he is. Excuse me. I hate to interrupt your conversation, but Adol and Karja have a visitor waiting outside for them. A visitor?
Heyo, short time no see.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
Almost too short.
You respect Grenn. He seems like a really swell guy.
Oh, this hasn't got anything to do with the militia. I know it's a little last minute, but after talking stuff out, we decided to throw you to a welcome party, starting now.
A welcome party? For us?
Don't mind him, Karja. Really, it's more that we want to repay you for everything you did earlier. All of us are around the same age, so we hope to sit you down for a chat and see where it goes.
I'll just come out and say it. Long story short, we want to be friends with you guys.
Friends?
Yo, I'm down.
Hey, you forgetting to ask someone?
Nope.
I promise you won't regret it.
That settles that. We'll lead the way.
Grenn's voice also sounds familiar. I can't place it, though. Adol and Karja popped into the tavern for a moment to let Dogi know they would be out a while. Soon after, they reconvened with Grenn and Rosalind, who led them into the night and toward the harbor. After passing through streets still lined with bustling stalls despite the late hour, the four arrived at a less frequented corner of town.
Didn't this area used to be a shipyard?
Huh. I'm surprised you know about that.
Honestly, if it weren't for the fact I can never remember his name, the voice actor that does Ferdinand and Maruki, but if it weren't for like knowing of the unfortunate circumstances that happened to him, that would be my guess. Like, those circumstances aside, because it does sound a bit like him, but it obviously can't be, given that, you know, he unfortunately passed away.
The Sandras.
They say she's due to be scrapped, but she's been sitting here as long as I can remember.
Right this way, you two.
What's all this?
Oh, is this gonna be like our hideout? Because in 9 you have like the dandelion.
I'm glad you asked. Welcome to the secret headquarters of the Carnac Free Youth Brigade.
Ugh. Are you really still set on that whole youth brigade thing?
You never change, Grenn. By which I mean never learn. Or grow up. Typical Grenn the goofball.
Oh, yeah? You want to say that again to my fist?
Now, break it up, boys. Is this any way to act in front of our guests?
Wait, you're... Actually, now that I get a good look, this room's full of familiar faces.
What brought you guys together?
Well, all of us were born and raised here in Carnac, so we grew up alongside each other. This place has been our usual gathering spot ever since we were little.
I'm a bit older than the others, though, so it's been some time since my last visit.
So, yeah. We still get together here every now and then.
The two of you wound up our main topic of discussion today after everything that's happened.
No sooner did we consider inviting you over than Grenn the goofball here bolted out the door. Sorry for letting him off his leash. I'll bet he's pestered you half to death by now.
You keep calling me a goofball, and I might actually go brain dead. Then what'll you do?
No worries there. Your brain's been fried since the minute you came out the womb.
We really are sorry about the trouble. Still, there are a lot of things I'd like to ask you two about. We may be in the same age group, but there's a certain aura of mystique around you.
I couldn't agree more. Would you mind going into detail about that power you used to save us?
I get the sense everyone here is trying to make you feel welcome in their own little way. You're not obliged to humor us, of course, though I suppose you wouldn't have come along at all if you were against it.
Might as well.
Don't forget, the less these people know about my background, the better. I'll let you take the reins here, so try not to slip up.
Well, no need to be shy. Have a seat over here and make yourselves comfortable.
Oh, it's Alejandro Saab?
You travel around in search of adventure?
Does not sound anything like Akihiko's Reload voice, though, but I do know that Alejandro Saab does Akihiko in Reload. It's another character I've heard him in. Or it's another game I've heard him in.
Get out of here! That's flippin' awesome!
Now I can see why you were so excited about the story of the Sea King's throne back at the inn.
And everything you know about sword fighting is self-taught? Man, the life you must have led.
And at only 17, too. That makes you the same age as Rafe.
Cruz and I are 16, just 1 year younger.
And Grenn here finally got his dream job with the militia after turning 18, right?
Technically, he's still in training on account of all the trouble he stirs up.
That sounds about right. Wouldn't be Grenn otherwise.
Ah, cram it. I forget, though. How old are you, Mira?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Might want to walk it back, or your next trip to the clinic might land you in the morgue.
Point taken.
That reminds me, Rafe. How's working away from home been? You got a live-in position at the mines in the countryside, right?
Yeah, I've gotten used to it, more or less. Plus, the pay's decent enough. Anything to help my mom out, you know?
Rafe.
Bet you don't get much free time either, Cruz, now that you're helping the family business. Guessing you gave up your goal of being a shipwright?
I may as well have. That's just the way it goes. It was only ever a childhood fantasy anyway. How are things in the militia, Grenn? Commander Gulliver seems pretty put together, at least.
It's fulfilling work, sure, but the commander's got less of a backbone than you would think. And by now, our rock-bottom pay is a joke everybody's in on.
Can't do much about that except complain to your old man.
All that extra money from downsizing the militia staff and budget goes towards the Balta Sea Force's protection fee. It was the mayor who made the choice to take that huge chunk out of your funding.
Hey, Grenn, was it? Am I connecting the dots right about your dad here?
Whoops. Did I forget to mention? Sucks to say, but yeah. The guy you talked to at the clinic, Mayor Clement, I'm his son. It's ironic. I joined the militia as a way to stand on my own 2 feet, and my dad still finds a way to give me grief.
Grief is kind of a strong word there, bud.
Sorry. I should know better than that.
All right, you three. You're starting to talk like our regulars over at the tavern.
Ooh, that bad, huh?
We did sound about 3 times older just now.
So, how'd you find yourself in these parts, Adol?
Why give me the option?
Up north?
Whoa now. You're not about to tell us you're actually a Norman, are you?
He wouldn't have come on foot if that were the case.
I was told you met Dogi and Dr. Flare during your travels.
Yeah? So how does Karja fit into the picture?
Me? Well, I am a Norman. Hell.
Well, I think the Norman people come in all different strokes these days.
That's true. Just look at how amicable Einar is. Besides, Karja had a hand in saving us, so...
Hold that thought.
What's got you worked up all of a sudden?
I hear shouting. And that's not all.
Who could that be?
Grenn! Grenn! Are you in there?
Pops? Is that you?
Keep the door shut and listen to me. Under no circumstances are any of you to leave that room.
What? Why not? Crap. It won't open! Pops! Pops!
What's going on out there?
Sounds like screaming. And cannon fire.
It's... gone quiet.
Shit! Hey! Answer me, damn you!
Waiting around in here won't do us any good. We gotta see what happened for ourselves.